Wow. Oh, Lord. Good evening, Dr. Brooks. Area Commission Chair, members, Foundation members, fellow graduates, and guests. My name is Kenneth McDaniel, and today is the last day of one day of my life journey. 2.5 years ago, on December 1st, 2014, I got laid off from my second job in 7 years, I'm sorry. And with my age, the job market just isn't there. So I figured I need to find a career that hopefully would not end before I get a chance to retire. My first thoughts were to do something as a so-called office job, but I'm just not a sit behind a desk, look at the screen kind of person. Whatever I end up doing, I want to enjoy doing it. When I was a teenager, I helped my dad build his house, and that was something that I really did enjoy doing. And even today, I enjoy doing things around my home. So I decided that building inspection would be something that I could do, and since there's going to be construction from now on, I won't have to worry about trying to find another job. Even though it's possible to become a building inspector without having a building license or frankly any construction background, there are certifications that you'll need to get, and without the background, they're just hard to get. Personally, I feel that a person will be much more qualified if they do have a background and know more about how buildings are supposed to be built from the beginning. So I decided to go back to school and learn everything that I could about the construction industry from the ground up. I chose Piedmont Tech because they offer a true building and construction program. Even though all the core classes are taught at the Greenwood campus, I would at least be able to take most of my gen ed and non-core classes at the Newberry campus, which is only 15 minutes from home because I live in Whitmire. After making that decision, my wife, Rhonda, and I decided that we could pinch pennies and make it with me being a full-time student for the next 2 years while I pursued my associate degree in building and construction technology. It turns out that deciding to return to school was actually the easy part. Now I've got to do that. And I won't lie, I was scared to death. It's been 35 years since I graduated high school in 1980. And at that time, continuing my education just didn't seem like much of importance. I was like most Americans in the South. Everybody worked in the cotton mill, and that was what I went and done. Times are a lot different now. As I worked my way through my first year, I was able to keep my grades up and was rewarded with a scholarship from the Lakeland Home Builders Association, which definitely helped my financial situation, and I greatly appreciated it. On the day of the annual scholarship luncheon, I listened to a speech from a former presidential ambassador. She encouraged us to get more involved in student life here at the college. I decided that that was something that I really did want to do. So I began to look for ways to become more involved, and I submitted my application to become a presidential ambassador. Luckily, I was accepted into that group, and also at the same time, my fellow classmates voted me in as president of our BCT for Life Club. Yeah, I've gained so much from the student involvement, and I realize now how much my life has changed over the last 35 years. Also, starting in my early 20s, I managed a furniture store for a little over 13 years. I enjoyed every aspect of the 9 to 5 part of the job, meeting my customers, helping them in any way that I could. The downside to it was the late night, after hours collections that just, it affected my family life greatly. I ended up just getting burnt out on the job, and I left it. I went back and worked in the mill, and just fell into the daily repetition of going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, and eventually ended up just giving up any hope of working with the public anymore. As president of our BCT club, I've been able to set up several community and club projects, help my fellow students along the way with any of the issues that they may have had. I was able to renew my passion for being able to help others if I could. As a presidential ambassador, I've enjoyed helping David Rosenbaum with the various projects that involve current students and future students, the faculty, representing Piedmont Tech, and our building and construction program. I feel that being able to combine the knowledge gained from the ambassador program with my previous leadership experience, this has allowed me to become a better, more compassionate leader. As I continued my studies, I discovered something that might sound a lot strange, but I had to learn how to learn again. It just didn't come back to me quite as soon as I started back at school. Also, I had to learn how to manage my time better. It's not been easy trying to balance my academic work, my student involvement, and my home life. But with support from my wife, my family, and every instructor that I've had here at Piedmont Tech, I've made it here tonight. Without a doubt, that support has been a tremendous part of my success, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I'm both humbled and honored to be able to participate and represent BCT and Piedmont Tech for the past year. I can only hope that I haven't let anyone down. Overall, my experiences here at Piedmont Tech have been great and more enjoyable than I ever would have imagined. But they have created a problem for me. Luckily, it's a good problem. It's opened my mind to the opportunities that may be available in building and construction field other than building inspection, that I never in a million years would have ever thought would be part of my future. As we leave here tonight, remember that we can do anything that we set our mind to, and it's never too late to make changes in our lives. If you're in a rut, there's nothing wrong with carving out a new life and a new future, if that's what makes you happy. I certainly hope that each of the graduates here tonight, regardless of what brought you to Piedmont Tech, and whatever you may have goals after you leave here tonight, that you will be successful in whatever it is in the next leg of your life journeys. In closing, I wish only the best excuse me, for my BCT brothers. You guys deserve this. I love each and every one of you, and there's nothing that I won't do for you if you ever need. Thank you, and good evening.